Good morning. I'm here to show you my junk journal that I made with Dear Julie's Mayhem Junk Journal Challenge. The reason why it was Mayhem is because we had two lists. One list had 22 items we had to make, and the other list had 25 items we had to use. So I made a 3-signature soft cover journal. I used bubble wrapping and some drapery sample books. Material. It's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch binding. My fancy closure was made with a paper ruffle, paper strips, and stitching. And I used the binding from the journal, the yarn. And my signature ties are fussy cut images, game piece, and book page. And I made 3. The digital that I used from Dear Julie, which will be up in her Etsy shop, is A Fairies of Summer. And the paper pad that I used is Celebration Tracker, Life Stories by My Mind's Eye. So we start off the journal with a file index card with sewing paper or pattern paper, a quote, and stitching, and it's filled with little extra cards and parts from the journal or the digital kit. I have a guest check that I made with postage stamp, sticker, and stamping. Those are the elements that I needed, like that I chose from my jar. And a large tag. There was 4 large tags, and on those I used music notes, flowers, and fabric. The clusters are throughout the journal, and I have 10 of them. This is my flip-flop with a tab tag, stitching, fabric, and digital. I also have a little book that I put into the pocket, and there is the flip-flop. There's lots of writing space in here. The next element is the belly band with insert, fabric, game piece, and music notes. And my game piece on this one was a puzzle. This is the pair of pockets with 2 cards, napkin, lined paper, and strips of paper. I also added a cluster. I had these lined paper journal cards in my stash since years and years and decided to use those up for my lined paper. Lots of paper, middle of the signature. This is the waterfall, and I used the playing card, paper, flowers, and metal. This is the border tuck, so that's the border tuck there, and in it is a playing card and with some stitching and some music notes. And it's on an envelope, and so I've been able to tuck some of the other images in there. And here we have a large tag and the cluster on the pocket. And inside the large tag I have a pocket, and I just tucked some extra stuff that I had made from the stuff on my desk. The second signature starts out with Dad's bank envelope with 2 inserts. I made this out of my master board. So the whole thing, basically, the master board was used up pretty well for the whole thing. And I put a couple of clusters, or actually 1 cluster, and then I made another one with the elements that I needed to fulfill it. And there is some fussy cut images on a card. And in this signature, I have a whole book. This book is Finders Keepers, and it's by the Butterfly Children. And I've kept the book intact in order. So I've left most of the images that come from that book that was left over from the cover or the end pages, and I use them to make other elements for this section of the book. So this is a hidden journal card, strips of paper, stenciling, and lace. Lost and Found is just a paper strip that I had on my desk, where there's another one. And then I tucked in some of the pieces that were left over from after cutting up the pages. So those are little props for the person who gets this journal they can use. This is another one of the hidden journal cards, and it is held here with a hidden paper clip. This is another hidden paper clip, and under it I took a vintage poem, William Shakespeare, that I received a set of encyclopedias from a neighbor around the corner, and the minute I got home I used the encyclopedia to look for the word fairy and found some beautiful poems to put in this journal. And in this side here is my flip up and flip down pocket, and in the pocket I have placed a little book. So this one was napkins, flowers, and fabric, maybe, quote. Another paper clip. This is just a flat paper clip with one of the inserts, and the insert is just a little journal card. And the rest of the book, this journal I am calling Deep in the Woods, because I think that anything you find in here could be found deep in the woods. This last element is a pull tab pocket with insert. Needed paper ruffles, sewing pattern paper, and a paper flower. So one of the things I did was another whole journal book, and I pulled the cover off the cover of the original book and stuck it on here, and it says notes, and then there's another full tab that you can write all about yourself. I think this would be a great book for someone to call All About Me. And on the back is just a few extra things that I've tucked in to the back pocket. And now we're on to signature 3. Again, the cover is that beautiful paper, craft paper. Inside the pocket I have just a little flip up. Now this whole page was kind of an error, because I was thinking I was making a flip up, flip down, and a pocket. So this was the pocket. I'll show you the flip up and flip down. But then I realized I made it wrong, so I made another one in the other part of the journal. This is part of my fabric flip and my fabric tuck. So this is the fabric tuck with inserts. We have another one of the large tags, and we have one of the mini challenge in the challenge 5.1 journal card. Some more paper, lots and lots of paper, some of the beautiful digital. Another one of the large index cards. This is the second one, and it's held in with a flat paper, a hidden paper clip. 2 more of the journal cards from the mini challenge. Oh, this one actually is one of the hidden ones. This is the other hidden one. Stuck. Don't want to give away all the secrets of this journal though. And another one of the clusters. This is a top tuck with insert, and I just used the corner of the paper bag for my tuck, and I used a piece of the paper bag. My signature thing on all my social media is the craft paper bag, and I try to use a paper bag in every journal I make, at least one. This here is the double tuck with 3 cards, and I needed to use lace, a doily, and a ticket. No, digital. Lace, doily, and a digital. And there's one of the inserts there on the front. There's a couple more here, but those are just extras. And on the back of the double tack, I have some other journal cards with another cluster. This is my fabric flip and postage stamp and quote and a ticket. And another one of the journal cards held in with a paper clip, and on the other side is the second guest check. This is a book page pocket with inserts. We needed 2 inserts, so one on the bottom, and I pulled from my jar again, paper ruffle, doily, and digital, and that is the other journal card. And here we are at the end of the last signature, and this is what I came up with for the first flip up, flip down. And the pocket was on the other side. But like I said, I made another one to fulfill all the elements. And the last large tag. Thank you very much for watching my video. Enjoy the video and stop by Julie's Etsy shop and check out what she has to offer with her beautiful vintage and antique digitals. Have a good day. Bye-bye.